Hello and welcome to the Real Life Sports Show. This podcast is for sports fans, whether you're playing it, interested in it, or looking to learn from high achievers. My name is Sam Adams. I'm known as the Real Life Coach. I'm a business owner and a life coach, and I work with sports professionals, athletes, coaches, and people in and around the industry. I help those people live more expansively, more authentically, so that they can enhance their performance, whether that's playing their game or living their real life. My background is in business. I've been in business for over 20 years in property. I've mentored and coached in that industry, and that led me into being a life coach. I'm super passionate about sports, and that's what led me to working in that industry and creating this podcast. In this podcast, I'm going to be talking to some amazing human beings, some elite athletes and people from that industry. We're going to be talking about the glory, the glamour, the achievements and the medals, but we're also going to go to the real life bit, behind the scenes, what it really takes to excel. We're going to talk about the guts, the determination, the grit and the grind. For you, the listener, you're going to get some great takeaways and insight, whether you're looking to achieve for yourself around your mindset or your personal development. This is the podcast for you. So if you enjoy the podcast, I'd love for you to leave me a 5-star review and any comment you have. So here we go, the Real Life Sports Show. So yes, welcome everybody to another episode of the Real Life Sports Show with me, Sam Adams. Today is a really super special episode. I'm so excited to have this guy on my podcast. I literally dance around my bedroom when he messaged me and said he'd be on it, and no word of a lie. So please welcome to the show today, Tom Stoltman. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. But Tom, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, thank you for having me on. Yeah, I'm good. Just very, very busy man right now, but it's good to kind of just be able to get on this and just have a bit of chill time now. So it'll be good.
Yeah, because this is just a relaxed chat.
Yeah.
And I tell you, so for those of you listening who don't know who Tom is the newly crowned world's strongest man, which I think the show doesn't air till Christmas. That's normal tradition, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Channel 5 at Christmas time. So.
Yeah, so we can't see that till Christmas, but we'll probably talk about that in a minute because it's a real traditional thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
People at Christmas get around the TVs and they watch World's Strongest Man, yet the competition is in June.
Yeah. And then social media is very powerful as well. So.
Well, to be honest with you, obviously, I grew up as a kid watching World's Strongest Man, which I'm sure lots of people did. My brother told me about you, and I think I mentioned that to you because I've got an autistic daughter. And so when you won, my brother was like, you got to get this dude on your podcast. He's just won World's Strongest Man. He's got autism. And I'm like, okay. And I'll be honest, I didn't know you.
Yeah.
Then I went and checked it all out. And of course, back in my day when I first watched it, we didn't have social media. So for me, I just thought, well, it probably just happened the week before. But has it traditionally always been like that? It's held in the summer and then shown at Christmas?
Yeah, it's always been at Christmas. I just think it's... people say get it live, do this and that, but getting it live is a very hard thing to do. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. There is a lot of things that go wrong. If machines break down, etc., a live stream with that would, but yeah. So it's always, even since I've started. I mean, I've been doing it for 9-10 years, and every year it's been at Christmas time. I think it's just like you said, the tradition. Everyone looks forward to sitting around the TV at Christmas time, watching all the kind of strongman stuff that's on TV. So
yeah, amazing. So let's hit on that anyway. There's obviously, I don't know if it's the highlight of your career or whatever, but it is pretty epic that you have just won the World's Strongest Man. How does it actually feel? Because it must have been a crazy couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has been a crazy couple of weeks. I mean, you think it's all kind of coming, you're coming back down to earth, and then boom, messages after message after message come. So, but I love it. I mean, I had a goal in 2018. I said, kind of live on camera to a few people, to Eddie Hall on social media, that in 2021 I was going to win World's Strongest Man for my mum who passed away. And I said I would. Sorry, in 2019. So I said in 2020 I would hit podium, and in 2021 I would win. 2020 I hit podium, and then 2021 I won. So it worked out perfectly for me, and I mean, when I won it, I thought it was a dream at first. You know, I was like, this can't be real. You know, like I was going up against Bryan Shaw, who's obviously an incredible athlete. You know, won it 4 times, and it was, you know, all the way down to the last event. And yeah, Luke came around, cuddled me, and I mean, I just wanted to take it back to Scotland. Scotland's never had this kind of, you know, world champion and kind of a lot of things. So to have it in strongman, you know, it's been unbelievable, the support I've had, even at where I live, right up in the Highlands of Scotland. Everyone's been so kind of buzzed about it. There's still a massive buzz right now. Like a local kind of guy, 5,000 population, and he's just gone and done something that's like pretty only epic. 5 British guys have ever done, you know, before. So yeah, I mean, it's sinking in a wee bit now. I'm having a few days off just to kind of get my head around things and just chill out, you know, and enjoy myself. But I've had a few night out since I've been back. You know, I've caught up with friends that I've not really seen in a while. Had some time with my wife, you know, a long time, because, you know, from November to June, it was all just world's strongest man. And you know, that's why I said, you know, if I didn't win the title this year, I would have been very disappointed. I was mentally and physically the strongest I've been, and I did everything I possibly could to get myself ready for the show. And thankfully, I won it. And then, yeah, now it's just need to keep winning it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about some of that. I mean, I get this show, we like to talk about sort of what it takes to be elite, and of course you are the elite. You've hit the pinnacle in your arena, and you talked about from November to June to winning it. What is your routine like in order for you to, you know, to be in that condition in order to beat Bryan Shaw and win the world's strongest man? What was your day-to-day life like?
Yeah, well, like, so obviously Worlds was announced last year in November, and as soon as I got off the plane from coming second place, I got all the equipment I needed. So obviously the specialist equipment that you need in strongman that you can't just buy. I got some manufacturers to make me some of that. Got everything that I needed sorted. So when I got kind of home and settled, it was all there. And I also put my second place trophy to my dad's, and I said to my dad, I don't want to see this trophy until I become a champion. No, because obviously, like a lot of people say, you know, second place, an unbelievable achievement, but you do sport to be the best at it. And that's what I said to my dad, is like, you know, I came second, but I want to be the best in this sport. And so basically I came home from Worlds last year, and I you know, talked to my coach for a while, and talked to my nutritionist, and kind of just sat down and said, look, I need to hit some weaknesses hard. I need to change some things I'm doing, and really just need to like sacrifice a lot of things. That's what I did. You know, I put like family, my wife, friends second, and put strongman first. And being autistic as well, I wrote every single thing I did down. When I write things down, it processes in my head quicker. So I had a big whiteboard. I had 4 whiteboards in my kitchen and 1 in my living room. And one of them I just said, world's strongest man 21, world's strongest man 21, about 100 times. And then I just wrote every day what I was doing. And also I signed up with like a mental coach, so she really helped me mentally. That's one thing I struggled with, was the mental side of strongman. So if something got hard, I would give up. Or if I was failing, if I did last an event, I would just walk away. So she really kind of got me thinking of like things that I didn't want to think about. She really helped me go past like failure in events and stuff, and really channeled my mind to different kind of things as well. And it was incredible what she could do. I didn't realize people could do such things. So just having a nutritionist, that coach, and her by my side, those 3 people were like the support base for me. And then obviously my wife and Luke as well. Obviously Luke trains with me every day, and he knows me inside out. So having those 5 people around me, that's the only 5 people I really seen through the whole prep. You know, I hardly see my dad, hardly see my family. It was kind of just like you know, it was, sometimes you sit down and don't know why you do this kind of stuff. But anyway, so like every day was kind of just the same for me. It was just like waking up at 7 a.m. and my day would start at 7 a.m. and it would end at like midnight.
Wow.
And, you know, that was 5 days a week. So I would train Monday to Friday. I would have the weekends off, but still weekends off would still be waking up, you know, making sure my meals were in, making sure I was hydrated, making sure I had whatever I had to have, you know, every day. It was written down on the board. If I missed it, I would then lose the head and stuff. So yeah, it was really, I was just being really like religious with everything I was doing, and really like over the top, really making sure that I was like hitting everything on the head. And I also set myself some small kind of goals, like, in the gym and out the gym and stuff, just wee things that kept my head in the game a wee bit as well. Like I did also in March then as well, I went to Bahrain. So this was kind of I think this was a time that I knew where I would win worlds, I would not win worlds. So I went out to Bahrain, and I was unfit. I wasn't comp ready. I came sixth place there. And a lot of people, they say, oh, Tom's not going to win worlds. Tom's not going to do this. But for me, that was the best thing that happened, because it was kind of like a football pre-season friendly where you go and get yourself kind of ready for the big show. So I went out there, got myself ready, and then I came back home and was like, right, I need to do this. So did 8 weeks of fitness from, I think it was end of March to about end of April, or 6 weeks or something. And that was the most brutal 6 weeks of my life. I mean, I'm a strong man, but I ended up doing CrossFit. I was doing rep ranges from like 10 to 12 instead of the 4 to 8. So I was really attacking my cardiovascular system. And again, I think that could be the difference as well, because when you're a strongman, as soon as you look at a strongman, all you think is like they do 4 to 6 reps. They do 1 or 2 sets. None of this kind of fitness stuff. And sorry.
No, I was going to say, I was obviously done a bit of research, and I was reading a little bit about it, and it was saying about CrossFit and all of that. And I'm like, I was really surprised when I read that, because obviously it's not my world. I know more about athletics, tennis and football. And so when I read that, I was like, wow, that's really interesting that you do all of that as well.
So I was doing that for like 8 weeks, more like the fitness kind of stuff. I was doing weights, but more lighter weights and a lot of reps, and just to get myself back to comp fit and stuff, and being fit and feeling myself, and so then I started doing the strength phase. But yeah, it was for me, it was going out to Bahrain, making sure, like, knowing where I was, and then doing that kind of 8 weeks of fitness, and hiring a mental kind of coach really kind of changed my way of looking at the gym, because before that, all I was doing was really going into the gym, doing 4 or 5 reps, 2 or 3 sets every kind of time. And so I really kind of nailed the training. I nailed recovery. For me, recovery is really, really important. I do hot and cold every day, so I go out. Up in Scotland, up in the Highlands, it's cold. So like we're going out to like wild swimming. We do the beaches. We do ice swimming in the winter as well. So we go under ice. So we do hot and cold every single night religiously, as well as getting like 2 or 3 physios a week as well. So that's. If you didn't have to do it, I always say to people that if you don't have to do it, don't do it. But I don't have the choice. But see, that's it for me as well. The recovery, it's like eating recovery gym. Gym's third in that list because it's like the kind of easiest thing to do.
Really?
I didn't have the best gym sessions most days leading up to Worlds, but I recovered, and my nutrition was on point. So I just made sure everything was kind of 100%. And from that November to the June, I promised my wife, I promised my family that I'd come back as a champion and that this would be worth it. And I did that. So now I can actually have some downtime and make that kind of 6 months up that I missed back. So
it sounds massively intense, because the focus to live like that for that length of time. I've spoken to Olympians and boxers and world champion boxers and all sorts of people, and there does seem to be, when you're at this elite level of sport, this intensity that comes with it, that dedication and that commitment and that determination seems to be there with the majority of top athletes. Where do you think that comes from? Because I know you made this commitment to your mum to win. Was that always in the back of your mind to drive you on to have this level of commitment?
I've always kind of wanted, I've always said since she kind of passed away, obviously she's seen she's seen Luke compete and like win trophies in his early career, but she's seen me compete, but she never seen me win trophies and stuff. So like when in 2019, when I said that, it drove me every year to kind of be better. And then when I said I wanted to win it in 2021, that's when my mind changed. And I was like, right, I've got my mum, like I've promised my mum and I don't want to break a promise. And like, if I broke a promise to like her, I mean, breaking promises is bad, but if I broke it to her, it would probably like, it could have even ended my career. If I didn't win that, it might have like put me in a downer and would have wanted to quit the sport and stuff. But yeah, it
Yeah.
really drives me. I mean, like we're taking a documentary out, and a lot of this stuff's been kind of recorded on this prep has been recorded on that documentary, and you'll see when it's out and you'll watch it, you'll see the kind of passion and the kind of like intensity I went to in training. Like I've never ever been, like I said, gone past failure or like started crying or gone to pain and failure in the gym, and that's because I think about her, and like, because in the gym you're in pain, but what she went through is real pain. So that's why I always think in my head, this is me choosing to be in pain.
This is by choice.
So, yeah. So that's kind of really kind of drove me on to be like where I am today. So
yeah, amazing. Well, you must be the pride of Scotland, I'm sure. I know you're a big Rangers fan as well, so I know they were pretty proud of you up at Rangers Football Club. But I guess by the way, oh my God, when you first agreed to do this, like when my brother said to me, "Get Tom on," I'm like, it's not that easy. Like, obviously I have some amazing guests and I've got some more amazing lined up, but when you've just won something like World's Strongest Man or whatever, it can be quite hard to get somebody like you on. And so when you responded straight away, I couldn't wait to tell my brother. He was literally like blown away. But I want to ask you about the autism, because I obviously put it out there that you were coming on the show, and I've never had so many people message me a question. And I'm not joking. There's no way that I could ask you, those questions. We'd be here till tomorrow. But there was a couple of people that were talking about autism and their own personal struggles. And so, and it would, one of the ones that really fascinated me, one of the questions was, does your autism help you focus on your goals and your strength? Is it almost like a strength in some ways
Yeah, I mean, so since I've actually kind of done this full time and kind of understood autism more, I use it now as like a superpower. So like, so everyone asks me now, like, my autism is my superpower. So again, that helps me. So with autism and strongman, it goes because it's like a routine. Strongman, you're doing the same kind of thing every day, and also you find out the events like 4 or 5 weeks before you go to a comp, so you can plan them out. So yeah, it's basically like you're waking up, eating, sleeping, lifting every single day is the same. So I think that's how I kind of taken to the sport so quickly as well, because like since I've been open about the autism and the routine, there's nothing that really changes for me. And again, if something does change now, I can kind of, usually you get told the day before or something, so I can kind of take some time to, process it in and then be fine. Whereas before it would be like, oh no, what do I do? I'm panicking and stuff. It's like, for example, my suitcase went missing the day I arrived in Worlds, and it was only in LA, and I knew that I would get it back the next day. So I kind of like panicked for the 5 minutes, but then took a step back. I was like, look, this is going to come. It's going to be fine. But yeah, I've learned to like live with the autism. I learned to kind of use it as a superpower and use it to my advantage. And I mean, it feels, I mean, in the gym, I always just, every time I talk now, I just use that as a kind of goal as well to get to the top, because like I said, when I was younger, a lot of people ripped me off, but now it's kind of changed the other way, and superpowers and autism and, being a world champion, it's cool. So yeah, I use it as a kind of every day. I just wake up with it, and, I'm proud to have it, and I just use it in part of my routine now. So
amazing. And that's so good that you've able to use it like that. And you touched on sort of as a kid and things like that. And I just want to flip back to your childhood, I guess. A couple of things really. And there was a question, a couple of people asked about your childhood. What was it like for you? What was the hardest thing about your childhood growing up? And also I wanted to sort of add linked into that, when was it autism diagnosed, or you were aware that you might have some, be slightly different, I guess?
Yeah, I think the autism was diagnosed when I was before the primary school. I don't know, maybe I'd always say 6 years old, but it might have been older. But just say it's between 6 and 9 anyway. And I thought, because when I was younger, I didn't like go out as much as my wee brother and my big brother. I used to always kind of like fight with them, when I was in the shops, like, it's a sensory thing, I would put my hand against like a shelf and like smash everything off the shelf.
Yeah.
But like for me, I was just thinking it was normal because people were like kind of laughing and not really reacting much. So I thought, well, if they're not really saying anything to me, like if the shop people aren't coming out and giving me a row and stuff, I just kept thinking it was a normal. But yeah, I mean, childhood was hard for me. I don't really remember it much because my sister works in kind of the autism side of thing when I was younger, and I mean, people with autism as well, like they don't want to remember their childhood because it's like a nightmare. So as far as I can remember, yeah, it was kind of a very, very kind of hard upbringing for me because my dad used to work away a lot on the rigs, so I wouldn't see he'd be away months and months and months at a time. And I mean, I'm one of five as well, so then my mum had to look after 4 kids plus me. So yeah, and then obviously like I'd like fight with my brothers, I'd try and do a lot, like I just annoy them a lot. They had a lot of friends. I would just lock myself into my room, play like games on my phone myself, just thinking it was normal. And then good thing for me going into primary school, it was a really small school, so I think I got made to feel normal there because like a lot of my friends were kind of energetic and hyper, and they liked me just because of like me being funny and just annoying people. So like I think they thought I was kind of just a hyper kid, so that was quite good. And then also I loved football as younger. I played like football was my life, and all my mates played football, so that really helped me kind of get a bit of kind of socializing and independence and stuff. I joined a football club, and yeah, if I wasn't in school, I was playing football every single day. And then as the kind of primary school got on, I then started getting taken out of school to go get appointments and assessments and stuff. And I was just kind of wondering, what was going on. I didn't really understand much, why was I getting taken out of school and my brothers and sisters not? Why was I getting support teachers coming to my house and stuff and all this kind of stuff? It was going through my head at like 100 miles per hour. And then, I mean, fast forward on into the academy. I mean, the academy for me was really, really hard. Going up from that kind of 13-year-old to 15, 16-year-old stage was very, very hard. Probably one of my hardest times of my life. I mean, I was going from a school with 100 pupils to 900 pupils, and like 4 or 5 different schools coming all at once. I mean, I think I lasted 2 or 3 years in the academy, and I then had to just go because I just couldn't handle it. The good thing about the academy was I got a lot of support, which I was really thankful for. They went like above and beyond to tell them, but I didn't tell my friends till I was in, I think it was 2nd or 3rd year. I said to my support teacher, look, I need to tell my mates why I'm coming out of class, why you guys are in class with me, why I'm not doing this. And as soon as I told them, it felt like the earth had lifted off my shoulders, and it felt like normal. I felt I was like part of society then. And from that day onwards, my life had changed. And I don't know why I didn't do it earlier, just because I thought, people would laugh at me. But it was unbelievable that how much kind of respect I got, and I didn't get treated any different. I actually got treated better because my friends understood me more. People I was around understood me more. Even the teachers kind of understood me more as well, because they can get frustrated as well. Like, oh, Tom's going out all the time, and it's easier that if people know the teachers can then, have support of pupils. But yeah, as soon as I did that, my life changed. Like, it was unbelievable how, like, from hiding my autism to not hiding it has changed. And that's why from that day, as soon as I told everyone, my life through school was, I mean, it was still hard. I was only doing the subjects that I was comfortable in. I was still going home from school at certain times, but people understood why then, and then, so then the last few years of school was kind of a breeze for me. And then I left that, in and out of college, in and out of jobs a lot and stuff, and I didn't really find a way then. And then all my mates went to uni, and I didn't have anyone to play football with and stuff. Locked myself into my room when I was like 15, 16, and then Luke came to me and said, oh, look, come join the gym. And this is when I was like, geez, I'm a skinny little boy, autism, don't speak to no one. When I was in the gym, my head was down, didn't speak to no one but Luke. And I think that what really kind of helped me was Luke worked offshore at the time then as well. So when he wasn't there, I had to then I had to force myself to go to the gym. and like mix with people and really talk. And I think like Luke making me do that and me forcing myself to the gym really kind of helped me get kind of where I am today. And then I also got like, the second person who moved up my parents' house, got married at like 20, no, 21, no, 22, 23, yeah, 21, 22, I think. And I proved a lot of people wrong as them, because a lot of people thought, I was just going to be like not a functioning like member of society, going to go down the wrong paths, not move out my parents' house, not get married, not have like a successful job and stuff. And then to then like do that, and this is all came from just because I told people about my autism and how they supported me with it all. But yeah,
amazing.
As soon as I told someone, it was unbelievable how my life just kind of went uphill after that. It was unbelievable. So
that's a really great story, and it's obviously anyone that might be struggling, who listens to this, it's a great message for them to sort of face it and to share it. And obviously knowledge is power, I guess, as long as you use that knowledge. And so obviously you've used that knowledge to your greater good, and obviously I'm sure it's helped other people understand and understand you and your behaviors. It's like I say, I've got a daughter who's got autism, and it when you don't understand why, like when you said about knocking shelves over, I chuckled, because I've been in that situation with my daughter, and like I get it, but people around her are like, what the hell is going on, and like so I totally understand that. But it's such a great story, and what you've been through. I guess I just want to go back to, like, you obviously said, like, around 16 your brother Luke then got you sort of going to the gym. Was that sort of then, I guess, and that was the start of the whole, beefing yourself up, getting some muscle mass? Because you said you was a skinny little boy. I can't imagine that. I need to see those photos.
That's what everyone says. I was like skinny, not confident enough. It was more, I was just going more to get myself confident, to get like, make myself feel good, maybe talk to some girls and stuff, just that kind of what any kind of 16-year-old boy does. And then, I mean, I hated every minute of it, because the pain you were in every day, I was, I couldn't really play football. I couldn't do much than just sit in my bed, like with Dom, like massive. And then but then as soon as I started seeing changes to myself, like a bit bicep muscles and a bit of like chest muscles, I kind of got addicted. And then I just didn't look back after that. Luke kept me under his wing till I was able just to go myself and do my own stuff. But
amazing.
I felt like I think the gym's changed my life completely. It's well, everybody can see how I've kind of grown from like a shy boy that didn't want to do anything in life to now, like, owning a gym, being the world's strongest man. The gym has changed my life for the better.
Do you think, obviously you started around 16 going to the gym with Luke and that, how quickly do you think it started to help you sort of mentally and feel more of a confident person?
Probably 4 or 5 months into it. It's a long time, but like a lot of people were saying to me, "You're looking bigger, you're looking good." They were like coming up to me like, "Oh, I'm talking more to people." I was physically, they saw a change in 4 or 5 months, but like me mentally and stuff, and like talking to people, it was a night and day. Within maybe a month or two, I was able to say more than just one word. I didn't have my head down all the time. I was like, my head was up, my chest was out, and I was walking around like more confident in myself. But
brilliant.
Because I mean, in the gym, you kind of have to be, because if you're training by yourself, you need kind of something that's going to help with the dumbbells. You need help with spotting and stuff. And if you're too scared to say that, then you're never going to be able to kind of progress. Sorry. And like I used to kind of go with my friends because I was comfortable, but then I stopped going with them, and I was like, right, I need to meet some new people here and go to different gyms and try and get myself better at this sport. And that's what I did as well. So I mean, it was good, Liz.
So obviously Luke, because Luke, how old is Luke? He's a bit older than you, isn't
Luke's
he?
37 this year, and I'm 24, so 10 years.
Yeah. So he was obviously already competing around that time when you first started going to the gym?
So he had like competed a few years by the time I went to the gym. So he knew a lot of people, and that kind of road to strongman and stuff.
So that was your route then. Very quickly, was it that you kind of wanted to follow Luke?
I mean, so since day one, Luke had me under his wing, but he never really pushed me, Luke. He always just said, just get the kind of deadlift, squats first, and then leave the kind of t-shirt muscle and stuff till the end. That's what everyone did. So Luke pushed me into doing that kind of exercises first. So then I added muscle quicker. I was, getting stronger quicker as well, because I was doing those exercises. Then I went to a gym in Inverness, which was specific for like strong men and powerlifter and kind of the bigger bodybuilder guys.
Right.
And then that's when I met like two of Luke's best friends, Callum and Pete, who own Cerberus Strength. I then met them and started training with them when Luke was away as well. And those two guys as well, they understood autism, and they got me out my shell and really helped me get as well to that next level. So yeah, I just kind of went with the flow after that, really kind of built on what I had. And I wanted to learn, and I wanted to, be successful in the sport. And with autism, when you want to do a sport, when you want to do something, you put 100% effort into it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it works, it works. So I always wanted to, because I didn't have football back then, I just thought, right, this could be the last chance of making something of my life, so let's do it 100%. So.
Wow, amazing. Oh God, so good. I read somewhere that you can lift 700 kilograms, is that right? Or something like that, is it?
Yeah, I can walk with it. I can walk with it on my back, like 650, 700 kilograms. I think I lost about 2 or 3 inches height after that. I could be 7 feet, but I'm only 6'8".
Oh, that's incredible. When I read it, I was just like, I can't even imagine what that looks like. I've watched a couple of videos you with is it Atlas Stone?
Yeah.
You're world champion at that, right?
Yeah, I've not been beaten at that in 2 years, so I've got every record you can get for the Atlas Stones.
Wow. So that is, and ultimately, so when you won World Strongest Man this year, 2021, that was what it came down to, wasn't it? Because I want to talk to you about Mr. Bryan Shaw, who has obviously won it 4 times. He's obviously a legend in your sport. And obviously you come in second the year before and stuff. What was that like, really? I think it going into the last day, there was like 1 point between the two of you.
Yeah, I was a 1 point edge. I mean, I said it in interviews before I started that if it was me versus Bryan in the Atlas Stones, it would be great. But yeah, my heart was going. It was, because it's the crowd and the people that give me the title of the King of the Stones. But you still in my head, I was like, if I lose this Stones, I not just lost the title of Stones, I've lost the title of World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
And I didn't want. I was thinking of last year as well. I made a mistake. If I make a mistake, that's me. It was just a lot of things were going through my head that I should be confident, but I was a bit nervous as well. But then as soon as I did that first stone, I then found my feet and was like, this feels good. And then I seen a week video after the event, Bryan Shaw stumbled on the second or third one. Right. So I knew that I was able to then take advantage of that and win. And I didn't realize I won until I looked back. I was like, I dropped onto my knees and then won. But yeah, that was the scariest kind of 2 minutes of my life.
How were you sort of going into that last day? Because going to bed knowing there's 1 point between you guys. How did you manage that stress? Did you sleep that night?
Yeah, well, I was a bigger lead after the first day. So after the first day, I was 5 points ahead. Yeah. And then Bryan called it back after the last 2. But so that was after the deadlift. It was 1 point, and I had a few hours to kind of process it. Thing.
No, okay, sorry, apologies. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was 2 days, but so the first day I was already 5 points ahead, but then we had deadlift, log, and stones on the last day, and so after the deadlift, it was I think 3 or 4 hours of downtime to chill and stuff, and I was just trying to progress stuff, and just. I didn't think about it. I had a wee nap, and then half an hour to go, I then started doing my routine and started just saying, I'm the best in the world at stones. This is what you need to do. I visualized doing the Atlas Stones before, and then luckily I have good tacky that's stuck in the heat, because the heat was 46 degrees out there, which I don't think anybody's ever kind of competed in. So it was hot. So
yeah.
Me being from Scotland, I was geez, what am I going to do for this? So,
bit alien.
So so the things you don't want to, you don't ever want to second guess the tacky stuff you put on. So if you're I've got this stuff, but it doesn't seem like it's going to stick, that's already a negative thought. You don't want to be you don't want to go out and start wiggling the stones, because again, that's another negative thought. You just want to put your stuff on, go straight out there and lift. And that's what I do. I just put my tacky on. If it looks like gravy, I'm I don't even care. Just go out and do it. And I put my tacky on. went out, did it, and I won. And the Bryan was the one that made the kind of wee mistake that, helped me get the win. So yeah, it was very nerve-wracking, but I'm glad I held my nerve because, geez, it was tense.
And do you talk about sort of visualization and obviously affirmations, you're talking out. Do you use that regularly as part of your sort of routine?
Yeah, I mean, I think I talk a lot. I think it might just be the autism. I'm the kind of only one that kind of talks out and visualizes the events. Like I really go out and draw a picture in my head of me doing this stuff. Like for the last event, I draw a picture of me doing the stone, and then just say like, best in the world, best in the world. And then before I go out as well, I'll look down the lane and just like laser focus my eyes, looking down the lane and just look down at every stone, and then I'm ready to start. So it's just a thing I kind of done since I've kind of become a pro. I've done every time I do events now. I just talk to myself about it and then visualize it, then go do it. So.
Brilliant. No, I think it's a technique that's used a lot I use it in my life, and I'm not an elite athlete, but I use it for my goals, and and I use affirmations and things like that. I think we are what we repeatedly do. So and say to ourselves or say out loud. So I think I believe I work with athletes as well, and a lot of athletes do that because the mind is so strong. If you've got a strong mind, you can force your body to do things that you wouldn't expect it to do. So it makes total sense. So what's the sort of next for you? Because where do you go from here?
I mean, I get that asked question a lot. I mean, now I've kind of got back to earth and stopped celebrating and stuff. When I've got since I have the gold trophy now, I don't want to let go of it. That's the thing. I'm hungry to go another year and do it. There's not many people strongmen that have done it back to back, and if I can do that, that would be an amazing kind of thing to do as well. But I'm just going to enjoy this year. Train kind of hard. There's a few events that I've got my eyes on as well that I want to kind of do good in, but obviously the big one again's Worlds. But yeah, once I'm ready to train for Worlds, I'll again go probably just like I did this year. This year, and just go all out and try and be that better package. I want to every year I want to kind of improve myself. So if I can do better next year, I know that I can win again. But yeah, the goal is to have 9 or 10 of those shiny gold trophies somewhere.
Wow. What? God, that's a lot. What? I guess what's the average? I don't know what the average lifespan is of a world's strongest man. What's the oldest? Who's the oldest, strongest man that's been before?
55 is someone called Mark Felix is 55.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in my group. So yeah, he didn't start strongman until he was 37 full. But the average, I mean, you don't usually peak in strongman until you're about 33, and you usually can go till you're about 40s, and that's when you start kind of going not downhill, but that's when your strength starts to decrease a wee bit. You're still up there with the best, but you're not going to be ever like winning the titles again. So I've still got like 5-6 years to get to like my peak. So it's it's kind of a positive. As long as I don't get injured and I do everything right, then that'll be my career will be all right. If I get injured, then that'll be kind of bad.
Wow, there's every chance that you can do that. Then I didn't realize that. For me, you think, well, maybe sort of early 30s, maybe, but like to go that length of time and to have that level of strength is incredible. So yeah, you've obviously got plenty of time to get more gold shiny trophies. And so when's the Worlds this year? When are they on?
They're on TV. They're on at Christmas time on Channel 5.
So is it like Christmas Day, Boxing Day, isn't it? I think.
I think it'll be around like, I think it starts Christmas Eve or it starts Christmas Day and it goes to Boxing Day. Yeah, they'll be on the Giants Live Facebook page anyway, so you can keep updated through that. So. And
I'm pretty sure your phone will be ringing a lot more again once it's sort of on national TV.
It'll die down for a wee bit, like October, November, then it'll go back right up to December. It'll go back again.
It'll go nuts. What's been the greatest thing that's happened off the back of this win so far?
I mean, it's just I always kind of stay humble. I never want to kind of let things get to my head and stuff. And I love how I can give back. Today I was out at a care home where I live and giving back to like those kind of the older generation. My granny was in the care home that I was at, and you know, I've seen a lot of kind of ex-Highland Game people there, and their faces just lit up when they've seen trophies. And then I do a lot of stuff for schools and stuff, and I mean, I go to a lot of kind of I'm ambassador kind of for autism in Scotland and stuff. So you know, I love just getting messages like that. You know, like, oh, you've changed my kid's life, and he thinks you're a Superman and stuff now. And you know, I do get like celebrities that reach out to me. You know, and like, you know, WWE UK, I'm going to be doing an appearance at that in September.
Awesome.
I'll be doing some Formula One stuff as well, and then.
Oh wow! What are you doing for the Formula One?
I think I'm going to be doing something with. I think Roger kind of trying to get me stuff to do with Lewis Hamilton or something. So.
Oh, come on, you got to let me know if that happens.
Yeah, so my brother-in-law's a massive Lewis Hamilton fan. But yeah, it's just, I mean, you know, a lot of doors open, but I'll always stay grounded, and you know, I know where I came from, and I know who's helped me get to where I am. And obviously, I'm doing stuff with Rangers next week as well, and you know, they're my boyhood club, and I've always I love, I mean, to support them, and now they support me. It's mind-boggling. I'm like, geez, oh, you're the biggest club in the world, and now they're supporting me. It's like, this is crazy. So yeah, but you know, I just love doing stuff for the local community, and you know, doing podcasts, I just love giving back to people, because it's, you know, if I started this sport 10 years ago, and I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for like fans and sponsors and people help me get along the way. People think, oh, strongman's it is a lonely sport, but you don't realize how many people you've got that help you get on that way, you know. And you meet people that maybe in your life for a month or 2 months that's made you like, giving you positive kind of, you know, vibes and stuff. You don't see them again, and you know, so it's like there's a lot of people along the way that's helped me get to kind of where I am today. So
yeah, absolutely. I think that rings true in most sports. You see, you know, a single athlete out on the track, but it's not one person really, is it? There's always a team of people behind it. Like you said, your coach for your mindset, your nutrition, obviously in the gym, and it takes a few people to sort of get that person on the podium, as it were. And
100%.
Yeah, no different for you. Listen, Tom, I promised I'd keep you like 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I really appreciate you coming on. Like I say, you made my day a few weeks ago by agreeing to come and do this podcast.
No problem.
I know my brother will definitely be listening in. We've got one listener. But thank you so much for doing it. I wish you all the best. I look forward to watching it on TV in December, and good luck for going forward. I hope when you get a couple more trophies that you might come back on again. And
100%. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Then. Awesome.
Cheers.
You've been listening to the Real Life Sports Show. I hope you found some value and joy in this podcast. If you have, then please tell someone else about it. And also, while you're at it, why not leave me a 5-star review? Also, you can share it on your socials. You'll find me mostly on Instagram at Sam Adams Coach. You can also check me out at my website, sam-adams.com. Send any comments or any interest in coaching or speaking to my Instagram. Just drop me a DM. I look at all my messages and I respond to every single one of them.